The Senate will come to order. Senator Herpin will lead us in the pledge.
In memory of our citizens who are defending our freedoms in the armed forces, please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Majors, would you please take the roll?
Aguilar, Balmer, Baumgardner, Brophy, Cadman, Crowder, Grantham, Guzman, Harvey, Heath, Herpin, Hill, Hodge, John, Johnston, Jones, Kafalis, Kerr, King, Lambert, Lundberg, Marble, Newell, Nicholson, Renfro, Rivera, Roberts, Sheffel, Schwartz, Stedman, Docktrop, Todd, Ulibarri, Zenzinger. Madam President.
Here. With 35 present, 0 absent, and 0 excused, the Senate has a quorum.
On consent.
Motion to adopt the journal. Senator Kerr.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the reading of the journal from Friday, February 14th be dispensed with and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Committee reports.
February 14, 2014, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs. After consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following Senate Bill 90 be postponed indefinitely. February 14, Committee on 2014, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs. After consideration, the Mayor's Committee recommends the following Senate Bill 135 be amended as follows and as so amended before the Committee of the Whole. Favorable recommendation.
Senate Services.
February 17, 2014, correctly printed Senate Joint Resolutions 12 and 13, correctly engrossed Senate Bills 97, 119, 121, 126, 132, 138, correctly revised House Bill 1004, 1031, 1081, 1232, 1233, 1234, 1235, 1236, 1237, 1238, 1239, 1240, 1241, 1242, 1243, 1244, 1245, 1246, 1247, 1248, 1249, 1250, 1251, and 1252, correctly re-revised House Bill 1164.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 147 by Senator Renfro and Representatives Fisher and Sane concerning a study to determine the impact of increased alluvial well pumping in District 2 of Water Division 1.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
Senate Bill 148 by Senator Cadman and Representative Sonnenberg concerning market conduct examinations conducted by the Commissioner of Insurance.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
House Bill 1007 by Representative Hamner and Senator Crowder concerning the authority of county governments to limit certain forms of fire and in connection therewith permitting county governments to restrict agricultural burning during periods of high fire danger and to prohibit fireworks activity during the summer season.
Local government.
House Bill 1030 by Representatives Quorum and Mitch Bush and Senators Schwartz and Roberts concerning the establishment of incentives for the development of hydroelectric energy systems.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
House Bill 1065 by Representative Moreno and Senator Hodge concerning limits on indemnification provisions in motor carrier transportation contracts.
Transportation.
House Bill 1099 by Representative Schaefer and Senator Aguilar concerning the prescription drugs and the practice of optometry.
Health and Human Services.
House Bill 1122 by Representative Kagan and Senator Newell concerning provisions to keep legal marijuana from underage persons.
Judiciary. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege for Senator Aguilar.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will proceed out of order to grant Senator Aguilar a moment of personal privilege. Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I have with me a very distinguished gentleman, Mr. Cisneros, the Honorable Judge Roger Cisneros. He began his life as the fifth child born of six to his parents in Cuesta, New Mexico on January 22nd, 1924. He turned 90 this year. His family had lived there for over 400 years. In early childhood, he helped out on the family farm herding sheep, and he took every opportunity to read and improve himself. He began his education in a one-room school in New Mexico, and in the 8th grade, he achieved the highest score for Taos County on their IQ test and went on to Manuel High School in Albuquerque, New Mexico. He served our country from 1943 to 1946 as Sergeant Roger Cisneros in the Army Air Corps as a cryptographer in World War II. Mr. Cisneros faced racism as he served his country in the Army Air Corps in the 1940s. During his deployments overseas on crowded military ships, he was often requested to change places with other soldiers because some did not want to be in the company of blacks. Under the Okinawan sun, he became very dark, and when he returned to his parents' dairy farm in Longmont, Colorado, he was refused service in the local cafe that allowed white trade only. In 1949, the Honorable Judge Roger Cisneros married Adela D. Trujillo, and 1 year later he received a BA in Business Administration from the University of Denver. He went on to attend Westminster's Law School's evening program while raising his 3 children and driving taxis on the weekends. He obtained his law degree in 1957 and was one of only 5 Latinos practicing law in Colorado. One of the Honorable Judge Cisneros' first case was Gallegos versus the People in 1960, which involved an involuntary confession by a juvenile. After the Colorado Supreme Court affirmed the defendant's convictions, he appealed the case to the United States Supreme Court. In Gallegos versus Colorado, 1962, the United States Supreme Court reversed the Colorado Supreme Court decision on grounds that the defendant did not receive a fair trial. In doing so, the court recognized the constitutional rights of juveniles for the first time. In 1964, Roger Cisneros was elected to the Colorado State Senate and represented his Denver district for 12 years. In 1978, Governor Richard Lamb appointed Roger Cisneros to the District Court, City and County of Denver. Retiring in 1986, he went on to serve 3 more years as a senior judge. Throughout his professional life, he has served on many civil boards and organizations. In addition to serving on the Denver Commission on Community Relations, the National Advisory Board of the Small Business Administration, and the Colorado Anti-Discrimination Commission, Judge Cisneros was the founder of the Marley Garfield Improvement Association, founder of the board of the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund, and founder of the Latin American Research and Service Agency. He also served as president of the Latin American Educational Foundation and the United Latin American Organization. Judge Cisneros was appointed by the Denver School Board to serve on the Denver Equality of Education Opportunity Committee and was appointed by Federal Judge William Doyle to the Community Education Council to supervise Denver Schools' integration program. He has served on the Colorado Board of Law Examiners, as Vice President of the Denver Bar Association, as Chairman of the Continuing Legal Education Committee, and as a member of the Governor's Commission on Child Support. In 2009, to honor Judge Cisneros, there was a jury room inside the new Denver Justice Center named after him. The Honorable Judge Roger Cisneros has been a recipient of the Hispanic Annual Salute Award, the Hispanic Bar Association Lifetime Achievement Award, and he was recognized by the Denver Public Library Commission with the Cesar Chavez Leadership Hall of Fame Award. Today we welcome him and his wife, Dee Cisneros, his wife of 65 years, on the occasion of his 90th birthday. Members, please join me in extending a warm welcome and our thanks to a former senator, the Honorable Judge Roger Cisneros.
The Senate will stand in recess briefly so we can greet our distinguished guest.
You know, when he was here, there were only 11 Democrats.
Really?
The Senate will come back to order. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Before we proceed with third reading consent calendar, I'm going to ask to remove Senate Bill 97 until tomorrow, February 18th, and House Bill 1241. Remove that from the consent calendar and place that on third reading on Wednesday, February 19th.
Senate Bills 97 and House Bill 1241 will be removed. The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 97 until tomorrow and 1241 until Wednesday. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. That motion is adopted. Third reading of bills, final passage, consent calendar. Mr. Majors, would you please read all the titles to all the bills listed on the consent calendar?
Senate Bill 119 by Senators Heath, Cadman, and Representatives Hollinghorst and Del Grosso concerning the decriminalization of certain prohibited practices by persons engaged in lobbying. Senate Bill 132 by Senators Crowder and Ulibarri and Representatives Gardner and Exum concerning the repeal of the requirement that a soldier be killed while deployed to a combat zone to issue a false soldier license plate. House Bill 1081 by Representatives Fisher, Zabel, and Senators Baumgartner and John concerning the Motor Carrier Safety Fund and in connection therewith creating the fund, transferring money from the Hazardous Materials Safety Fund to the Motor Carrier Safety Fund, and specifying that any excess uncommitted reserves of the Public Utilities Commission Motor Carrier Fund be transferred to the Motor Carrier Safety Fund. House Bill 1031 by Representative Moreno and Senator Hodge concerning the weight of motor vehicles that are subject to rate regulation when being towed without the owner's consent. House Bill 1232 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation of the Department of Agriculture. House Bill 1233 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation of the Department of Corrections. House Bill 1234 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation of the Department of Education. House Bill 1237 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation of the Department of Higher Education. House Bill 1239 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Judicial Department. House Bill 1242 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Natural Resources. House Bill 1245 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Safety. House Bill 1246 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue. House Bill 1248 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning supplemental appropriation to the Department of Treasury. House Bill 1249 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning funding for capital construction and making supplemental appropriations in connection therewith.
You have a problem with the DOC one then?
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the adoption of all the bills on third reading of bills consent calendar, including Senate Bills 119 and 132, House Bills 1081, 1031, 1232, 1233, 1234, 1237, 1239, 1242, 1245, 1246, 1248, and 1249.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills listed on third reading consent calendar? Okay, then the question for the body is, are there any no votes on any of the bills listed on third reading consent calendar? Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I'd like to be recorded as a no vote on House Bill 1031, House Bill 1233, House Bill 1239, House Bill 1242, and House Bill 1246, and I'm providing you a note. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other no votes on any of the bills listed on the consent calendar? Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I will be a no vote on House Bill 1031, House Bill 1233, and I will leave it at that. Thank you.
You want all of them?
I just want to make sure I got that. Was that 1031 and 1233? Okay. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 119 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 132 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Aguilar, Senator Newell, Senator Kafalis, Senator Herpin, Senator Jones, Senator Schwartz, Senator Todd, Madam President Pro Tem, Senator John, Senator Rivera, Senator Lambert. Mr. Majority Leader. Senator Grantham, Senator Roberts, Senator Nicholson, Senator Baumgartner, Senator King, Senator Kerr, Senator Toktrop, Senator Johnston. Please add the President. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1081 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 33 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1031 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1232 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 33 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1233 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1234 is adopted. Co-sponsors. No. Okay. Senator Kerr, Senator Johnston. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1237 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Crowder, co-sponsor on House Bill 1237. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1239 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Madam President Pro Tem. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1242 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Tock-Trout. With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1245 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Nicholson. Senator Newell. Senator Todd. Senator Crowder. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1246 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1248 is adopted. Co-sponsors. With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1249 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Third reading of bills.
Mark, you need a moment?
I'm having Senator Sheffield check with everybody, make sure we only do this once.
Can I go back and postpone?
And then just come up here. They're all.
So one at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time.
Can that mean the 97?
What else do you want? Hang on now. We got up north.
Okay, and then
42 is going to get reconsidered.
1249.
Right? It's on the list?
Yes, it's on the list.
They're all 12s.
They're all 12s.
Well, it's 1031, right? Wait a minute.
Make sure you have the right ones.
It's 1031.
Yeah, it's
So
1031.
1031
It's
and
1031. Yes.
1031, then 1233, 1234, 46, 42.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
You got an issue?
No, I missed some. I was just coming back.
1233 is coming back.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the reconsideration of House Bill 1031.
You've heard the motion. All in favor of reconsideration, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We'll reconsider House Bill 1031. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1031?
House Bill 1031 by Representative Moreno and Senator Hodge concerning the weight of motor vehicles that are subject to rate regulation when being towed without the owner's consent.
I will move it before you get up.
Mr. Majority Leader, you want to move it again for the sponsor?
Yes, I move House Bill 1031 on third reading and final passage.
Is there any discussion? Are there any no votes on House Bill 1031? Senator Marble, Senator Lundberg, and just vote again how you want this time. So are you a no, Senator Balmer? We're starting over. So we have listed as no votes Senators Balmer, Lundberg, and Marble on House Bill 1031. Senator Hill is a no vote. Senators Lambert and Baumgartner. Has everyone voted the way they want on House Bill 1031? With 29 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1031 is adopted. Additional co-sponsors, Senator Ulibarri.
I just found out from the governor's office a minute ago that
And Senator Todd.
on 121, can we lay that?
Mr. Majority Leader.
Let me just do these. Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the reconsideration of the House Bill 1233.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We'll consider House Bill 1233. Mr. Majority Leader, you want to move it? Or
Yes.
Mr. Majors, I'm sorry. Mr. Majors, please read the title to House Bill 1233 again.
House Bill 1233 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Corrections.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1233 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Are there any no votes on House Bill 1233? Senators Balmer, Lundberg, Marble. Gotcha. With 32 ayes, 3 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1233 is adopted. Additional co-sponsors. Madam President Pro Tem.
Yes.
If you co-sponsored before, you're still a co-sponsor. All right, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the reconsideration of House Bill 1239.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We'll reconsider House Bill 1239. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1239?
House Bill 1239 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Judicial Department.
Mr. Majority Leader.
I move House Bill 1239 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Are there any no votes on House Bill 1239? Senators Marble, Balmer, Hill. With 32 ayes, 3 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1239 is adopted. Additional co-sponsors. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the immediate reconsideration of House Bill 1242.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. We will reconsider House Bill 1242. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title?
House Bill 1242 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Natural Resources.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1242 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam President, and I don't want to belabor this, but I thought a little JBC humor might be the way to start us off on a Monday. Folks, this bill makes additional supplemental appropriations to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. And if you've never been on the receiving end of emails supporting the Avalanche Information Center, go ahead and vote no, but I thought I'd give you fair warning.
Senator Lambert.
Ask for an aye vote.
We're not quite to co-sponsors yet, but is there any other discussion on House Bill 1242? Are there any no votes? In search of emails from the Avalanche folks on 1242. Senator Balmer is a no vote. Senator Marble is a no vote. With 33 ayes, 2 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused. Were you a no vote? Okay. House Bill 1242 is adopted. Additional co-sponsors. Senator Cadman, Senator Heath, Senator Newell, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Aguilar, Senator John, Senator Kerr, Senator Nicholson, Senator Schwartz, Senator Todd, Madam President Pro Tem, Senator Johnston, Senator King, Senator Rivera, Senator Herpin. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the reconsideration of House Bill 1246.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Yeah, the noes have it. No, I'm just kidding. Ayes have it. House Bill 1246 will be reconsidered. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title?
House Bill 1246 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1246 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion on House Bill 1246? Are there any no votes? Senator Balmer, Senator Hill, Senator Marble. With 32 ayes, 3 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1246 is adopted. Additional co-sponsors. Mr. Majority Leader.
Let's see, where the heck are we at?
Do we have any more reconsiderations? Okay. Members, we're on third reading and final passage of bills. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 138?
Senate Bill 138 by Senators Kafalos and Lundberg and Representatives Sonnenberg and Foote concerning civil immunity for community volunteers assisting at an emergency.
Senator Kafalos.
Thank you, Madam President. Good morning, colleagues. I move Senate Bill 138 on third reading and final passage.
Senator Lundberg.
What he says. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Any further discussion on Senate Bill 138? Seeing none, the question before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 138. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 138 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Crowder, Senator Herpin, Senator Kerr, Senator Aguilar, Senator Newell, Senator Nicholson, Senator Aguilar, Senator Ulibarri, Senator Todd, Senator John, Senator Johnston, Senator Rivera, Senator King, Senator Lambert, Senator Hodge, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Schwartz, Senator Scheffel. Mr. Majority Leader, are you co-sponsoring?
Yes.
Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 121?
Senate Bill 121 by Senator Lambert and Representative Young concerning financial assistance for local governments after a declared disaster emergency.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move we lay over Senate Bill 121 until Wednesday, February 19th.
For the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senate Bill 121 will lay over until Wednesday, February 19th. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1004?
House Bill 1004 by Representatives Foote and Humphrey and Senators Nicholson and Lambert concerning emergency management in connection therewith eliminating and reorganizing two entities within the Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management in the Department of Public Safety and authorizing the governor to provide individual assistance during a disaster absent a presidential declaration of the same.
Senator Nicholson.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of House Bill 1004 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Senator Lambert.
I also ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1004 on third reading, final passage. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1004 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Senator Stedman, Senator Aguilar, Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Kafalas, Senator Newell, Senator Zenzinger, Senator John, Senator Kerr, Senator Toktrop, Senator Jones, Senator Schwartz, Senator Hodge, Senator Todd, Senator King, Senator Ulibarri, Senator Crowder, Senator Marble, Senator Herpin, and Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Johnston. It's a team effort to find you all. Okay. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 126?
Senate Bill 126 by Senator King and Representative Sonnenberg concerning the reclassification of the State Lottery Division as a Type 1 agency.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 126 on third reading.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam President. On Friday, I was on second reading somewhat reluctant to go into all of the detail in reference to the last lottery audit by the state auditor. Today, it makes me believe that sometimes you just can't make this stuff up. At the same time that I was talking to you about the need for best practices with our lottery and accountability with our lottery, at the same time that I was talking to you about the #1 goal and objective for lottery is to focus on maximizing the revenue to the lottery, to the beneficiaries, which is GOCO, our Conservation Trust Fund, schools, capital construction, and other. At the same time that I was talking to you about the fact that state auditor is nonpartisan, that the state audit committee, the legislative audit committee is bipartisan, and that we look at best practices and consider ourselves the watchdog of good government. Unfortunately, at the same time, our Colorado Lottery Commission was having a meeting in Pueblo and sent us a letter. The Colorado Lottery Commission has reviewed Senate Bill 14126 and is of the unanimous position that Senate Bill 126 is ill-advised and not in the best interest of Colorado Lottery. I think that says it all. Not in the best interest of Colorado Lottery. Not the beneficiaries, the lottery. Each member of the commission is committed to integrity, efficiency, and transparency in the operation of the Colorado Lottery. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. The state auditor said that the lottery, excuse me, the state auditor said that the lottery has not always calculated its sales staff bonuses and incentives with actual sales data and described in a described plan. Sales staff bonuses. Thank you.
Any additional discussion on Senate Bill 126?
I'm not done.
Oh,
Not even close.
back to you,
Thank
Senator
you,
King.
Madam President. I was just taking a drink of
gotcha.
water. And to be honest with you, it's a little hard not to get fired up about this. I was talking with some constituents over the weekend about these bonuses. These bonuses of $394,000 in 1 year to 38 employees. My constituents said, well, wait a minute, doesn't some of that money go to schools? I said, yeah,
And they said, so while we have teachers working overtime and paying out of their pocket for supplies, and we have kids doubling up on books, having to share books, we're giving $394,000 in bonuses in 1 year. That's $10,000 for each employee. That's if each employee got a bonus. We talk about transparency. During that audit committee, I was so incensed, I was so angry at that time at the commission and the Department of Revenue, I said, I want a list. I want a list of every employee and how much they got in bonus. Maybe it was 38 and everybody got $10,000, or maybe it was 5, or maybe it was 15. Do you think I've seen that list? Transparency. Commission is committed to integrity, efficiency, and transparency. Oh, and by the way, what they don't pay out in those bonuses, where do you think that money's supposed to go? To the beneficiaries. Also in this letter from our commission says, because the lottery director works daily with private vendors and needs to maintain a good working relationship with them, the lottery director was placed in an untenable position filled with conflicts of interest, vendors who could capitalize on these conflicts and attempt to improperly influence the director by paying for extravagant gifts, trips. Although the law governing ethics of the state officials prohibits this type of behavior, it only takes one incidence of perceived or actual integrity abuse to damage the public trust in the lottery. That is an insult, not only to the Legislative Audit Committee, not only to the state auditor, not only to, well, it's an insult to every director in the state of Colorado. We expect our people, the people that represent us, our directors, to have the highest of integrity. We have an ethics commission. We have Amendment 41. To say that we shouldn't be a type 1 commission because this could happen, this commission believes that Senate Bill 126 dramatically changes in governance of the lottery that is not in the best interest of the players, beneficiaries, or taxpayers. I looked up the governances of the Colorado Lottery, and its primary goal, to ensure the maximum return of gaming revenue to the beneficiaries of Colorado proceeds as designated by state constitution and in state statute. Be responsive and flexible to meet Colorado citizens and lottery needs while balancing costs of lottery games, products, and services with the need for maximum revenue and efficiency in operation. Do you remember me talking on Friday that Colorado pays the highest in the United States in winnings. And while for that winner, 1% may be a big deal to them, maybe not. It is a huge deal to the state of Colorado, to the tune in 1 year of $10.3 million that could have gone to schools, that could have gone to GOCO, that could have gone to capital construction. But because this commission failed to read their own governance, your job is to maximize those proceeds to the beneficiaries. I am unbelievably disappointed in this commission. I am unbelievably disappointed in their inability to see that when the state auditor says there's a problem and it is filed up unanimously, and in fact, I'm not running this bill. I'm carrying it here in the Senate. This is a legislative audit committee bill. The auditor, the state auditor, and the legislative audit committee runs 3, maybe 4 bills a session on the most grievous of problems that we feel that we need to fix. We have not seen best practices from our state lottery in the 3 audits that I've read since 2003. We do not have accountability of one director because this is a Type 2 agency and it's under the Department of Revenue. I don't know what the Department of Revenue's position was on Friday in Pueblo with the Lottery Commission. I caution every department to be very careful about lobbying a position on policy when they have a dog in the fight. And it looks like you're protecting your fiefdom. When I presented this bill in front of committee, originally the Department of Revenue was going to testify that they had some concerns. I expressed my concern that they would be opening themselves up for questions in reference to this performance audit. They chose to be there for questions only. I think the problem that I have is rather than accepting, and understand, when this audit was done in August, the Department of Revenue and the Commission agreed to every one of the auditor's findings. So now, after agreeing to all of the auditor's findings, our commission is unanimously opposed to change. I would ask for a yes vote on Senate Bill 126. And I would also ask that you consider being a co-sponsor to tell your districts that this is unacceptable and it needs to change. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Stebbin.
Thank you, Madam President. And colleagues, I had not intended to speak on this measure. I didn't participate in the debate Friday and was going to just quietly record a no vote on the measure. But given the discussion and questions people have been asking, I wanted to rise and explain my reason for voting no. And I'm not voting no on this bill because I think things are hunky-dory at the lottery division. I'm not voting no because I disagree with the audit findings. And I think actually the department's implementation of the audit findings is a good thing because the audit uncovered some problems. I'm voting no because I think this is the wrong solution to the problems that exist. The difference between a Type 1 and a Type 2 agency is the amount of independence that agency has, the rulemaking authority that is vested in them, and the fact that as a Type 1 agency, they do not answer to the executive director of the department in which they are housed. The lottery used to be a Type 1 agency, and years ago the General Assembly changed it to a Type 2 so that the executive director of the Department of Revenue would have greater oversight. And obviously, the audit results suggest that there are still some problems in that regard, but I don't think that warrants giving them Type 1 independence as a solution to the problems that have been uncovered. I think the fact that they are no longer, and if you look through the bill, you'll see things about how their budget is submitted that's different between Type 1 and Type 2, and the role of the executive director in that process. It's being removed so that they would not have to go through the executive director's office with their budget submissions. If you're concerned about how they've spent their money, if you're concerned about staff compensation or bonuses, I think that extra layer of oversight and procedure in being a Type 2 agency that goes through the executive director's office is something we should preserve. And that's why I'm voting no.
Senator King.
Thank you, Madam President. I think that my friend makes some valid points. I think that the ability to focus on best practices for lottery and accountability for lottery and responsibility for lottery. You're successful, you thrive. You're unsuccessful and you waste the taxpayers' money, you get fired. Best practices for lottery. Not best practices for medical marijuana, not best practices for recreational marijuana, not best practices for collecting revenue from cigarettes, not best practices from alcohol. Focused on maximizing the potential to beneficiaries for lottery. To me, that ability to say we have a person that is accountable, is responsible, and is looking into best. There is no reason that the state of Colorado should not have the best lottery in the United States. There is no reason that the state of Colorado should be the highest paying, with no highest paying in payouts, with no corresponding data to say, oh, but we sell more tickets than any other state. We don't. And yet, we're 2 percentage points higher. $10.3 million wasted that could be going to beneficiaries. I think while I understand my friend's point of view, and at times we agree to disagree, I think that our lottery is important enough to have one person and a commission and the legislature and the state auditor and the legislative audit committee be responsible for. and I would ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to ask for Senatorial 5. We obviously have a concern here as to what Type 1 and Type 2 do, and I'd just like to take a quick minute to have the bill sponsor and a few of us talk about it before we reconvene on this. So I'd ask for Senatorial 5.
We will take a Senatorial 5. The Senate will come back to order. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move we lay over Senate Bill 126 until tomorrow, February 18th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senate Bill 126 will lay over until tomorrow. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1235?
House Bill 1235 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the offices of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Estate Planning and Budgeting.
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam Chair, or Madam President. Wow. I move House Bill 1235 on third reading, final passage.
Any discussion on House Bill 1235? Are there any no votes? Normally, people don't ask to be fined. Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Hill, Senator Harvey, Senator Brophy, Senator Herpin, Senator Lundberg, Senator Balmer, Senator Grantham, I think that's Senator Marble, Senator Scheffel, Senator Renfro, Senator King, Senator Crowder, with 21 ayes, 14 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1235 is adopted. Co-sponsors.
No difference to me.
Senator Schwartz. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1236?
House Bill 1236 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Healthcare Policy and Financing.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1236 on third reading and final passage. Ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question before the body is the adoption of House Bill 1236 on third reading. Are there any no votes? Senator Grantham, Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Scheffel, Senator Lambert, Senator Renfro, Senator King, Senator Lundberg, Senator Balmer, Senator Marble, Senator Hill, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Harvey, Senator Brophy, Senator Herpin, with 21 ayes, 14 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1236 is adopted. Are there any co-sponsors? Senator Aguilar. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1238?
House Bill 1238 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Human Services.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1238.
Any discussion?
Final passage.
The question is the adoption of House Bill 1238. Are there any no votes? Senator Grantham, Senator Marble, Senator Lundberg, Senator Hill, Senator Brophy. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1240? Oh, my apologies. On 1238, there was 30 ayes, 5 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused. Didn't announce that. Any additional co-sponsors? Senator Kafalis, Senator Newell, Senator Schwartz. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1240?
House Bill 1240 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Law.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1240 on third and final reading and ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of House Bill 1240. Are there any no votes? Senator Grantham, Senator Marble, Senator Balmer, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Rivera, Senator Lundberg, Senator Brophy. With 29 ayes, 6 noes, 0 absent, and 0.
We'll talk about the amendment.
Okay, so I'm going to double check no votes on House Bill 1240. I've got Balmer, Senators Balmer, Baumgartner, Brophy, Grantham, Lundberg, and Marble. Senate, please add Senator Herpin as a no vote. And Senator Hill. With 27 ayes, 8 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1240 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1243?
House Bill 1243 by Representative Duran, Senator Stedman, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Personnel and Administration.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam President, I move House Bill 1243 on third reading and final passage. And members, just as a reminder, this is the bill we're using to distribute about $12 million because of an amendment that was put on in Senate Appropriations. This moves it to the victims of the Lower North Fork fire, and it did pass out of appropriations unanimously. Senate Appropriations. What did I say, 12? 2 million, I'm sorry.
Senator Nicholson.
Thank you, Madam President. Soon after the Lower North Fork fire, which occurred in my district, I was on the property of one of the people who lost their home. She was standing in front of what was once her beautiful home and now just destroyed and in ashes. And she had a large metal tray in front of her, and she was sifting through the ashes in this metal tray, trying to find any mementos that were left to remind her of her possessions that she had once treasured and had now lost. And she found a little piece of bone china, fine bone china, and she showed it to me, and she said, "This is all that is left of a whole set of fine bone china that was passed down from one generation to the next, and finally to me, and this is all that I have left." It was a huge heartbreaker for all of the people in that neighborhood to lose their homes and, more importantly, to lose 3 of their neighbors. So please, I would hope that the entire Senate would support this supplemental.
Senator Lambert.
Appropriation doesn't increase the appropriation.
Thank you, Madam President. And having visited with lots of victims of the Waldo Canyon fire, Mountain Shadows in Colorado Springs, the Black Forest fire, everything the last speaker mentioned here is absolutely characteristic of losses in a lot of our fires and floods here that have happened in the last couple of years. It's altogether appropriate and I think historical that the state in this particular case of the Lower North Fork fire is, I think, going out of our way to recognize that this was not the time for sovereign immunity of the state and trying to hide behind the law, but actually recognizing that the state had a part in actually not containing that fire or not expanding it. And I had a similar case myself back, I think, in the late 19th century. My family in Nevada City, California, were miners, and they had a house fire that burned absolutely everything except for I think it was my great-grandmother's school bell. In those days, they used to ring a big brass bell, and the only thing that survived from that fire of my family was the brass part, because the handle burned off, and my grandfather lathed a new wooden handle for that bell, and that's the only memento we have in our family from that side of the family. So the one volunteer group in particular, Samaritan's Purse, has been helping hundreds and hundreds of families in all of these areas find those kinds of mementos, and there are, of course, a lot of other volunteers that do that, but appreciate your comments on this particular bill, and I ask for an aye vote.
Senator Bummer.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to request a senatorial 5.
The Senate will take a senatorial 5. We'll come back to order.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just renew the motion for Senate Bill. Thank you, President Carroll. I renew the motion for House Bill 1243. Ask for an aye vote.
Are there any no votes on House Bill 1243? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1243 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Nicholson, Senator Jones, Senator Newell, Senator Zenzinger, Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Todd. Senator Nicholson, I've got you. Senator Aguilar, Madam President Pro Tem, Senator Kafalis, Senator Schwartz, Senator King, Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Grantham, Senator Scheffel, Senator Rivera, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Herpin, Senator Harvey, Senator Brophy, Senator Crowder, Senator Lundberg. Please add the President. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1244?
House Bill 1244 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Public Health and Environment.
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1244 on third reading, final passage. Request an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of 1244 on third reading. Are there any no votes? Senator Balmer, Senator Grantham, Senator Baumgartner, Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Scheffel, Senator Marble, Senator Lambert, Senator Rivera, Senator Renfro, Senator King, Senator Hill, Senator Herpin, Senator Harvey, Senator Brophy, Senator Lundberg, Senator Crowder. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title of House Bill 1247? Oh, wait. With 19 ayes, 16 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1244 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Todd, Senator Kerr, Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1247?
House Bill 1247 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of State.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1247 on third reading and final passage, and I ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Question is the adoption of House Bill 1247. Any no votes? Senator Ulibarri. With 34 ayes, 1 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1247 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1250?
House Bill 1250 by Representative May and Senator Stedman concerning authorizing payments from the Contingency Reserve Fund for the 2013-14 budget year for school districts that are in significant financial need due to unanticipated events occurring in the 2013-14 budget year and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1250 on third reading and final passage. Colleagues, this is the bill we discussed on Friday that provides supplemental relief to school districts that experienced costs from the flood and also from other fluctuations in assessed valuation. Respectfully request your aye vote.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam President. I also asked for an aye vote and again wanted to compliment the Budget Committee staff for doing a very, very thorough job with a very complex subject of how to fairly distribute monies in an emergency or following an emergency, and as well as year-end problems in specific small school districts. So I'd ask for an aye vote.
Senator Jones.
Members, thank you, Madam President. Members, like the previous flood recovery bill, this helps school districts that couldn't do their count. In September, for instance, Lyons was probably part of that, Longmont. And it's much appreciated. And to say again, this isn't over yet. There was an article in Longmont Times Call this morning talking about how people's FEMA assistance for housing is running out and they don't have anywhere to go. So we're not out of the woods yet, but this is a good step towards that. So thanks for bringing it.
Question is the adoption of Senate Bill 1250. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1250 is adopted. Co-sponsors: Senator Ulibarri, Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Aguilar, Senator Nicholson, Senator Kafalis, Senator Kerr, Senator Newell, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Todd, Senator Schwartz, Senator Jones, Senator Johnston, Senator Rivera, Senator King, Senator Crowder, Senator Scheffel, Senator Baumgartner, Senator Herpin, Senator Brophy, Senator John, Senator Marble, Senator Grantham. Please add the president. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1251?
House Bill 1251 by Representative May and Senator Stedman concerning adjustments in the amount of total program funding for public schools for the 2013-14 budget year and in connection therewith making an appropriation.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1251, ask for an aye vote, and this is the mid-year adjustments to the distribution of the School Finance Act because of student counts and other adjustments during the year. To ask for an aye vote.
Any discussion? Questions the adoption of House Bill 1251. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1251 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Mr. Majority Leader, Senator Todd. Senator Crowder. Senator Johnston. Senator Aguilar. Senator Nicholson. Senator Zenzinger. Madam President Pro Tem. Senator Kerr. Senator Kafalis. Senator Newell. Senator John. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1252?
House Bill 1252 by Representatives May and Giroux and Senator Hodge concerning funding for system capacity changes related to intellectual and developmental disabilities waiver services and in connection therewith making and reducing appropriations.
Senator Hodge.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1252 on third reading and final passage and ask for an aye vote.
Any further discussion? Question is the adoption of House Bill 1252 on third reading. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1252 is adopted. Co-sponsors, Senator Todd, Senator Zenzinger, Senator Nicholson, Senator Aguilar, Senator Kafalis, Senator Newell, Senator Schwartz, Senator Kerr, Senator Crowder. Gotcha, Senator Crowder. Senator Jones. Mr. Majority Leader, please add the president. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Having voted on the prevailing side, I move for the reconsideration of House Bill 1235.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. House Bill 1235 will be reconsidered. Mr. Majority Leader. Or let's see, whose bill was that? Senator Lambert.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam President. I move House Bill 1235 under reconsideration.
Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to House Bill 1235?
House Bill 1235 by Representative Duran and Senator Stedman concerning supplemental appropriation to the offices of the Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Estate Planning and Budgeting.
Senator Lambert has moved it. Is there any discussion on House Bill 1235? Are there any no votes on House Bill 1235? Senator Rivera, Senator Grantham, Senator Marble, Senator Lundberg, Senator Baumgartner, Mr. Minority Leader, Senator Scheffel, Senator Balmer, Senator Herpin, Senator Brophy, Senator Harvey, Senator King, Senator Hill. With 22 ayes, 13 noes, 0 absent, and 0 excused, House Bill 1235 is adopted. Any additional co-sponsors who didn't co-sponsor it the first time? Madam President Pro Tem?
What you need?
Is that all?
Yeah.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I request that Senate Bill 137 be removed from today's consent calendar and placed at the end of today's general order second reading of bills calendar.
Senate Bill 137 is removed and placed at the end of today's general order second reading of bills calendar. Mr. Majority Leader. You still want to? General order, second reading of bills calendar, Senator Newell. You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will resolve itself into a committee of the whole for consideration of general order, second reading of bills calendar. Senator Newell will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 101?
Senate Bill 101 by Senator Kafalis and Representative Janal concerning establishment of the unauthorized use of certain veterinary technician titles as a deceptive trade practice under the Colorado Consumer Protection Act.
Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 101 and the Health and Human Services Committee report.
Thank you to the Health and Human Services Committee report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the Health and Human Services Committee report, based on discussions with the Colorado Veterinary Medical Association and the Colorado Association of Certified Veterinary Technicians, we agreed that this amendment was in the interest of the public and that there was agreement between those two associations about the language in this amendment. Basically, what this amendment does is it deletes lines 8 through 12 on page 2, which is subparagraph 1, the reference to a definition for veterinary technician. We took that out of the bill, and then we also made some changes on page 3 to basically conform the language, given that we took out vet tech. And the reason we took out vet tech is that that definition is much more fluid around the state, especially when you look at urban and rural. But we did agree that certified vet technicians and vet technician specialists that are credentialed, that was the way to go, and that is the committee report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the Health and Human Services Committee report? Seeing none, you've heard the adoption for the committee report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. And the ayes have it. There is an amendment on the desk. Mr. Majors, would you please read Amendment 002?
Amendment L002 to Senate Bill 101.
Senator Kafalis.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, I move Amendment L002 to Senate Bill 101.
Thank you to the amendment.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is basically a technical amendment. The drafter brought to my attention that we needed to change the subject-verb agreement, and it's merely a technical amendment. If you look at it, amend page 2, line 15, strike person has and substitute person, and then there are 3 items listed in terms of the criteria to be designated as a certified vet tech. So we're just changing the grammar and making sure that the subjects and the verbs agree, and that is Amendment L002.
Thank you, Senator Kafalis. I'm most grateful. All those in favor, or is there any discussion on Amendment 002? Seeing none, the motion before us is for the adoption of Amendment 002. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and that is adopted. Senator Kafalis, to the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and colleagues, thank you for your attention. Senate Bill 101, I mean, the origin of this bill is comes out of an unfortunate incident that occurred in Fort Collins last fall, where a 11-pound Yorkshire Terrier basically tragically died after a routine neutering procedure, and the family was pretty distraught. We brought together a whole bunch of stakeholders, and ultimately we came up with this as a solution. Currently, there are something like 2,000 certified veterinary technicians in the state of Colorado. They are self-regulating, and with the amendment, what we are proposing to do, which is to define certified vet tech
and vet tech specialist, and also say that if you misrepresent yourself, you could be subject to the Deceptive Trade Practices Act. This is a way of providing protection to the animals that we love, as well as the public, and raising awareness about these non-veterinary personnel. And that's essentially what the bill does, is to try to define these two professions. There's agreement on this, and ultimately subject someone who misrepresents himself or herself to the Deceptive Trade Practices Act. I ask for your support.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The sponsor has adequately described the bill with one exception, and that is the words, "there is agreement on this." I'm not sure where the agreement is, because if you note the out of committee, it was I believe a 4-3 vote. And this is the point of the matter, is in all of these situations, a licensed veterinary doctor is in charge. And so the question is, should we require a protection of a title, certified veterinary technician, or should we allow that industry to, in fact, do what they are doing today, which is to self-regulate, which is to identify who is a veterinary technician, who is a certified veterinary technician, who's a veterinary technician specialist. Now, I know we've taken some of those elements out of the bill, but that's because it's already being done by the Colorado Association of Certified Veterinary Technicians for certified veterinary technicians, and the National Association of Veterinary Technicians in America for the veterinary technician specialist, which we've taken that out of the bill. Well, let's just take the rest of it out of the bill. We don't need to be going down the road of regulating yet one more profession. This time it is the certified veterinary technician. This is only a title protection today, but that's the step we take, the first step. And as I say, veterinary doctors are in charge of all of these procedures. They need to be given the latitude of hiring who they will, and the case was made so persuasively, particularly out in some of the rural parts of the state, that some of the bill was pulled away. I would submit that that there isn't much agreement as to whether this bill should move forward. I voted no, because it's not necessary. It's one more regulation in an already over-regulated state, and the licensed veterinary doctor is in charge of all of these procedures. They should be trusted to determine who they believe is best. And if you have a question for your pet, then ask your vet who is helping you with the procedures, and let them explain it to you. I believe that's the appropriate level. That's where it is today. It's where it ought to stay.
Senator Kapoulis.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Senator Lundberg. And to clarify my earlier comments, when I said that there was no opposition, I should have said there was no, quote, organized opposition. Yes, indeed, the bill, as it came out of the HHS committee, was 4-3. But because of the amendment that we've inserted in here, there is agreement, there is support from the Veterinary Medical Association, the Colorado Veterinary Medical Association, as well as the Colorado Association of Certified Vet Technicians. And this was this took place through a pretty deliberate stakeholder process. Since the fall, we had a number of meetings, and ultimately we came up with this in consultation with DORA. DORA will have nothing to do with this. The association will self-regulate, and ultimately this, in my view, this bill does nothing to dictate how licensed veterinarians practice and who they should hire or anything like that. We're just trying to recognize the fact that there are certified, credentialed vet techs, et cetera, who work and live in this state, and to make people aware that those professions exist.
Senator Lundberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll quite agree that no organized opposition to the bill existed. To paraphrase and somewhat change the immortal words of who was the guy back in the 30s, the humorist who said, I'm not a member of an organized party, I'm Will Rogers, thank you very much. Well, I'm not a member of an organized party, but it was a party line vote on this one, and my less than organized party members did in fact oppose it. It is the question of, do we regulate more or do we not?
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And actually, we saw this just as an opportunity for consumers to have more choice. There's nothing that says you have to use a certified vet tech. But if you think you got a lot of emails on Avalanche, do something related to animals and you'll get even more. And so this is just an optional, there is a school, there is a training, and a vet makes the choice whether they hire a certified tech or not. This really is just title protection for them.
Thank you. Senator Kafalas.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just to wrap up, I appreciate all the comments. And, you know, based on our deliberations, we came up with this as an answer. And I think that ultimately this will continue the conversations between the non-veterinary personnel and the licensed veterinarians. And the goal is to work together to ultimately improve patient care of our animal pets. And I respectfully ask for your support of Senate Bill 101 as amended. Thank you.
Thank you. The motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 101. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. That is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 18?
Senate Bill 18 by Senators Nicholson and Jones and Representatives Hamner and Young concerning the prohibition against furnishing nicotine products to persons under 18 years of age.
Senator Nicholson or Senator Jones? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we lay over Senate Bill 18 until Friday, February 21st.
The motion before the body is for the layover of Senate Bill 18. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. That is laid over. Then we are on to Senate Bill 112. Senator Stedman. Oh, actually, Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Bill 112?
Senate Bill 112 by Senator Stedman and Representatives Duran and Giroux concerning a requirement that all financial assistance awarded from the Public School Capital Construction Assistance Fund under the Building Excellent Schools Today Act be subject to annual appropriation.
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 112 on second reading. There are no committee reports.
Thank you. And to the bill?
Thank you. This bill is a recommendation of the Joint Budget Committee, and it makes one simple change to the program, which is to change the current authority and statute for the remainder of the Capital Construction Assistance Fund to be continuously appropriated, and instead switch that back to an annual appropriation process like many things in our budget. You know, there's a lot of debate about when we grant continuous appropriation authority, when is it appropriate, and this is a program the Budget Committee felt was more appropriate to go through the annual process like other items in our budget. I'd ask for an aye vote.
Thank you. Senator Schwartz. Oh, I'm sorry, Senator Lambert.
And thank you, Madam Chair, and I just wanted to ask the JBC and the bill sponsors, so this revenue that's going to be coming into the BEST program from this point forward is, I assume, is the revenue coming from the marijuana excise tax. And so it is the fact that by constitutionally has been dedicated to the program. So the question is, you will have that money come into the state and then it will have to be annually appropriated? Is that your understanding?
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And yes, that's exactly right. And the new excise tax revenue from Proposition AA is one of the reasons why I think this is an appropriate policy change. But there are other monies from lottery that we were discussing a few minutes ago that spill over into this fund. And the issue is really, should the board have the authority to spend the money as fast as it comes in or whenever they want, or should they go through the appropriation process like other programs so that they come to the legislature, make their request, receive their appropriation and their spending authority, and go forward from there with more legislative involvement and oversight? And that's really the crux of the difference between continuous appropriation authority and annual appropriation processes, is how much is the legislature involved. And from the perspective of the Budget Committee, which is why we're recommending this legislation, we feel that we should be a little bit more involved in taking a look at the annual dollar amounts that are made in cash grants by this program.
Senator Lambert, did you want to add to that, or is yours different?
I'll wait until the other.
Okay, Senator Schwartz then.
So thank you. And so I appreciate your mentioning this is limited to the cash grant program. So the Capital Development Committee will be reviewing any COP issuances, any long-term financing that may come out of these funds. Right now, we don't know what that mechanism is going to look like for us to be able to bond against any of this revenue. So it is limited to the cash grants. So what happens? Do they bring a list of cash grants, and then you get to pick and choose which cash grant doesn't get funded? Or is it just simply how do you expect to have this verified, and by whom?
Senator Stedman.
Thank you. Well, first, it's important to note that the monies that are currently used to satisfy COP payments for this program, those are annually appropriated. And so this is only the other remainder of the fund that was left continuously appropriated to the board. And this is merely making them submit a budget request, a number, November 1, if they want to do a supplemental by January 2nd, if they want to amend their budget request by January 2nd, if they want to do emergency 1331 supplemental processes while the legislature is not in session, they'd be able to do all of that. It just means they would come to the legislature with a number that they were requesting spending authority to spend on projects with money in their fund. We would not be involved in looking at their lists of projects. That is not what this is about. It's merely making these dollars annually appropriated like so much of the rest of our budget.
Senator Schwartz.
Thank you, and I think that makes sense, and I haven't heard any objection. So what happens if the excise tax has X amount in it, but the cash grants for that year do not fully expend those dollars? So what happens if there are dollars held over from that revenue of year one and to be made available for grants in year two? Because it's not going to be continuous appropriation, it's going to be annually appropriated. So let's say there's money left in that fund, what happens to that?
Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Well, Senator Schwartz, as you know well, we enacted legislation last year to require this fund to maintain a reserve. And so they're required now to have a reserve. If they don't spend all of the money that comes in a given year, or they don't spend all of the money that we provide them appropriation spending authority for, those funds remain in the fund and are available for grants in the next cycle. And as I said, if they want to come back with a supplemental request because revenue projections have changed and they now realize they have more money, they could come seek supplementals. They could even do that during the interim through the House Bill 1331 process, where the JBC is authorized to do that in the summer and fall months when the legislature is not meeting. And so I don't think this is really going to create procedural impediments to the board making grants. I think there's going to be ample opportunity for them to come to the legislature and receive the appropriation authority that they seek. It's just involving us and giving us what I think is appropriate oversight over public funds. So I'd ask for your aye vote.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll defer to the other members. Okay. I'll go last.
All right, thank you. Senator Tucktrop.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And, we had an audit on the BEST program, and it wasn't, again, one of the best audits. So when I look at this and I look at appropriations and I look at it, I think what we're doing is finally working on these issues is putting the SMART bill in place, because we're saying that now the BEST program has will receive more oversight, and in order for them to get to appropriations. And I think that's a good idea, because truthfully, the audit committee is now working with the JBC more or less, and that was what the purpose of the SMART bill was, to bring more transparency in government. And I think this is very important when we look at all these programs without throwing money willy-nilly to these programs. Thank you.
Senator Crowder, did you want to speak? Okay. Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Thank you, Senator, yes, I think this is you kind of encapsulated it. We need to have more oversight here. This is one of those few programs that actually we appropriate money and don't have much legislative oversight over. It makes it sort of the oddball program, and I just think more legislative oversight is always a little bit better when we have more eyes on the process, and I'd ask also for an aye vote.
Senator Schwartz.
And thank you, Madam Chair. And just, well, we used to have actually legislators sitting on the capital construction grant program. So, but then when the BEST program came, to avoid any kind of conflict, legislators were not included. So I think that this, at the end of the process, as long as we don't have a per item ability to veto projects, it makes sense. And secondly, last year, there was a bill we approved that did put in place the reserves and also review by the Capital Development Committee for the long-term financing of programs, the COPs that they've done. So I think increasingly we have found a way to work with this new model, and also have to just, hats off to the success of putting students in rural Colorado into $1 billion in new schools in the last 4 years and safe, healthy 21st century classrooms.
Thank you. Any further discussion on Senate Bill 112? Seeing none, the motion before the body is for the adoption of Senate Bill 112. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. And Senate Bill 112 is adopted. Mr. Majors, would you please read Senate Bill 137, or the title of?
Senate Bill 137 by Senator John and Representative McNulty concerning certification of workers' compensation insurance forms.
Senator John.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will move Senate Bill 137 and the Business, Labor, and Technology Committee report to Senate Bill 137.
Thank you. And to the report.
This is kind of more of a technical amendment from the department. It puts this into the unfair trades practice, and it would be an unfair and it would put it into the unfair trades practice per the department. And I will also say that this was actually on the consent calendar. There were no votes in committee. And would you like me to go to the bill?
No. The motion before us is
the committee report.
Adoption of the Business, Labor, and Technology report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. And that is adopted. Senator John, to the bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And as I said, there was no opposition to this bill. It was on the consent calendar, but due to time, they wanted to move it to the regular calendar. This is actually a streamlining process, so we're happy about that. The workers' compensation is the only line of property and casualty insurance that requires prior approval of policy forms. The Division of Insurance believes certification of forms is more appropriate. It allows for the division to streamline the workers' compensation insurance form filing process, promoting efficiency while maintaining consumer protection. The certification process will require a company's officer to attest that the form is in compliance with all the state laws and to certify any state-specific forms. The prior approval of forms is an unnecessary burden to the insurers as well as the division. Moving to a certification process is beneficial for the industry. It makes the division more efficient and retains an appropriate level of consumer protection. And with that, I would ask for a yes vote on Senate Bill 137.
Thank you, Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I ask for a yes vote as well. This is reducing regulation for consumers, for insurers, and for the state. So it's good all the way around. Ask for a yes vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, the motion before the body is for the adoption of Senate Bill 137. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. And that is adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move we rise and report.
Thank you. The motion before the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee will rise and report.
The Senate will come back to order. Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has read and had a number of bills under consideration. And Mr. Majors, would you please read the report?
February 17, 2014, Madam President, your committee of the whole basically reports out in consideration the following attached bills being second reading thereof, makes following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 101 is amended, 112, 137 is amended, pass the second reading and ordered and gross, place the counter for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 18 laid over until February 21st, 2014, retaining its place on the calendar.
Senator Newell.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the adoption of the report.
Is there any discussion on the report? Seeing none, the question for the body is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 0 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 101 is amended, Senate Bill 112, Senate Bill 137 is amended, passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Senate Bill 18 laid over until February 21st, 2014, and retaining its place on the calendar. Consideration of governor's appointment, consent calendar, Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, just so you are aware, I have placed all the boards and commissions for confirmation today onto a consent calendar.
Mr. Majority Leader.
So I think we need to read the appointments.
Mr. Majors, please read the appointments to the consent calendar, on the consent calendar.
Members of the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University, effective December 31st, 2013, for terms expiring December 31st, 2017. Noel E. Hagan of Gunnison, Colorado, Democrat, reappointed. James G. Oates of Gunnison, Colorado, Republican, appointed. Aquino G. Gallegos of San Luis, Colorado, Democrat, appointed. Member of the Colorado Racing Commission for a term expiring July 1st, 2017. Pam Oldham Inman of Castle Rock, Colorado, and a resident of the 4th Congressional District who has been engaged in business in a management level capacity for at least 5 years, appointed.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the confirmation of all the appointments on the consent calendar, including the members of the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University and a member to the Colorado Racing Commission.
Is there any discussion on any of the appointments? Seeing none, the question before the body is the confirmation of the appointees to the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University and the Colorado Racing Commission. Are there any no votes to any of the nominees? With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Noel E. Hagan, James G. Oates, Aquino G. Gallegos are appointed and confirmed to the Board of Trustees for Western State Colorado University. With 35 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, and 0 excused, Pam Oldham Inman is confirmed for the Colorado Racing Commission. Signing of bills.
February 14, 2014, the President has signed House Bills 1020, 1027, and 1053.
Message from the House.
February 17, 2014, Madam President, the House has passed on third reading and transmitted the advisory statutes, House Bills 1060, 1166, 1169, 1190, and 1125. The House has passed on third reading and transmitted the advisory statutes, House Bill 1117 as amended, House Bill 1183 as amended. The House has passed on third reading and returns here with Senate Bills 19, 25, and 4.
Message from the Reviser.
February 17, 2014, we herewith transmit without comment House Bills 1060, 1125, 1166, 1169, and 1190 without comment as amended, House Bill 1117 and 1183.
Would the members of the Senate choir, if we can find a birthday boy by the name of Senator Hill?
have to do it tomorrow.
Announcements. Senator Todd.
Maybe he'll get back before.
We're going to eat his birthday cake. Senator Todd.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. And a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. I wanted to mention a couple of things. From the Colorado Channel Board, Channel Authority Board that met on Friday, we had a really good discussion about making sure that we are all cognizant of the fact that the cameras are on, and we have an understanding that it is gavel to gavel, and that is what takes place. There was some discussion about if there are certain things that happen on the Senate or the House floor, should they be edited out? We had a consensus of discussion and vote that no, what happens in the public is what is shown on the camera, and we do not believe that editing anything out is appropriate. So I guess part of why I'm sharing this with you is not that any senator here is inappropriate. We know how to behave and we know what decorum means. But just to kind of remind you all that, that the cameras are live, that we did make a decision that if there are things going on, not necessarily just at the well, but even off to the side or whatever, that will still continue to be on. This came up because of our friends in the House. But anyway, we had that discussion, and I just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. The other thing that I would like to just mention is that we did have a group of teachers here this morning visiting with us, and they are the most recent recipients of the National Board Certified Teachers. Amongst all of those teachers that were here, it was 212 years of teaching experience. And I know that we'll talk more about this at some other time, but National Board Certified Teachers spend $2,300 of their own money to become National Board Certified. And I am very proud that in Colorado we have 838 of those teachers. This year we have added 85 more. And Senator Heath, you will be pleased to know that the top number is from Boulder Valley. And next is Cherry Creek, and then with Denver and Colorado Springs and Douglas County having the most teachers that are becoming National Board Certified. So thank you very much.
Other announcements? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. In terms of committees today, there is no JBC. Also in local government, House Bill 1052 will not be heard today, will not be heard, and will be heard on February 25th. All other committees are meeting as scheduled. And with that, Madam President, I move the Senate adjourn until Tuesday at 9 a.m., Tuesday, February 18th at 9 a.m.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The Senate will adjourn until 9 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, February 18th.